Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to do this. Looks pretty cool. Sorry for the delay. My computer was broken and I needed time to, fix it and stuff. But yay, we're finally here. The tutorial on how to be a giant man. So this effect is actually really simple. It's basically just a stitching of three different segments, three different shots. So for example, we have this part where I get big, and then we have the second part which is like in the middle around here, and like the third part. So there are like three different segments of shots, and I basically just stitched them together. So what we needed, well, what I needed is just this footage of me, doing the thing, and then me leaving the shot to get a clean plate, and then the camera's panning up so I could get the plate of the sky. And then we also have this shot of me like basically the giant part. And yeah, I didn't use tripod on this scene because, well, actually I didn't know I didn't use tripod, but I really recommend for you to use tripod and add the movement, in post, because it's much easier that way. Because in this shot I didn't use tripod and the camera is like wiggling around, and so I had to track everything into the shot, and that add extra works, like extra unnecessary work. Anyway, so let's just drag the background plate, which is this one, into the new comp. And for this tutorial I am just going to do the shot in freeze frames. So I'm not going to use the moving footage because the camera is moving a lot, and it would add more work and make the tutorial even longer than it should be. So I'm just going to use freeze frame. So just pretend that I'm moving in here. Okay, let's get to it. So what you're gonna do is we are going to clean up myself from this. So I'm going to duplicate the plate because the clean plate is also inside the same footage. I'm going to press U to show the keyframe, and then I'm going to delete the freeze frame. Then I'm going to go to where I'm out of the shot. Maybe around here is good. And then going to freeze frame again, time freeze frame. Then I'm going to do a garbage roto around there, and voila. And then let's go back to that frame. And then what we're going to do is we are going to align it. Again, if you use tripod, you don't have to align this because the camera is not moving. So yeah. Okay. So it's not that bad. There's still like some shifting there. Okay, it's much better now. And then we are going to press MM for the feather and just feather it out a bit, maybe like 10%. 10 pixels. And now we're done. Let's rename it to clean plate. Clean plate. Well, let's just name it clean, and then let's keep it like background plate. Now, so it looks pretty good, and yep. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add the giant plate, which is this shot. Voila. And then we'll go back to like some of the first frames, maybe like around here, and then we are going to freeze frame it. Time freeze frame, and then let's do like a really garbage roto. So I'm basically control duplicate, press M, delete the mask, and then do another one. So I want to separate the two legs. So there will be, so I could have more flexibility on deciding like the distance and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so now we have this. Let's name this one screen left foot and screen right foot. So we have these two. Let's color them. That's green, sure. So now we have this. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create a new camera. Layer, new camera. Okay, okay. And then we are going to bring the giant plate again. Giant plate. And disable it for now. And then what we're going to do is we are going to make everything 3D. Let's make everything 3D, including that one. And then let's parent the giant plate into the camera. Giant plate camera. So now we have the camera and the giant plate. We have the giant plate parented to the camera. So now what we're going to do, since everything is 3D, we are going to rotate. Press R for rotation, and then for the X rotation, we want to bring it up. Oh, we forgot to enable the giant plate. There we go. So basically we're going to set the stitches. We're going to stitch it, and we are going to set where the next part would be. So let's set it like around there for now. And let's go through the footage. And maybe just disable it for now again. And let's look for a mark, like for this part here. Like there's that line there. So what we're going to do is we are going to find that line on the other footage and have that line at the bottom. So let's bring that there. And maybe see, that's the line. There we go. And then let's maybe around there, yeah. And then move. It's not perfect, but that's okay. And again, see, because of the there's some lens distortion happening. That's why it's not aligning that perfectly, and also because of the perspective. But that's fine. We can get work around that. And also, as you can see here, like this leg kind of matches a bit, and this one is kind of offset a bit more. That's fine. That is why we have the foot separated, that so we could move this one over there to the right. So okay, let's freeze frame this one. Time freeze frame, and then we are going to give really dirty roto, super dirty roto. Okay. Looking pretty nicely. Yep. Okay, now let's do another one for the third one, the last one, which is the torso. Let's rename this one into mid leg and save this for now. And then we are going to bring another giant plate. Oh, don't forget to disable the parenting by clicking this, and then let's bring the camera back to 0. Let's disable that giant plate. Voila, so this is what we have. Nice. Let's bring it back to 0 again, and then let's name this one torso, the new giant plate. Enable it, and then parent it to the camera. and we do the same thing. We rotate it. Whoop. Maybe disable it for now, perhaps. Oh shoot, I forgot. Undo, undo, undo. Let's make this 3D. Whoop. There we go. Oh, undo, undo. Let's make this fresh. You know, let's just delete it and bring a new one. There we go. 3D. And then parent it to the camera. And let's go up, up, and away. Maybe like around there. And let's go through the footage and find the bright spot. There we go. And then we are going to go to the giant plate and then just rotate it again because of the lens distortion and stuff. It doesn't match. We have to scale it. Nice. Okay, now let's roto this. Give really rough roto. Oop. And give the Luma key because I got pretty lucky on this shot that I have like a really like bland, really white sky. So we can just use Luma key. Luma key brighter. Threshold. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. 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 Let's leave that for now. Make it feather 5. Sure, why not? And boom! And then we disable the parent. Let's name this torso. And now, if we go back to the camera, press R to bring the rotation, bring it down to 0 again. And if we play with the rotation, we have this. So yeah, and if we go to the 3D view, see to the left, this is what we have. So if you rotate the camera, this is basically what's happening. This is the camera, this is the footage, this is the foot, this is the mid leg, and this is the torso. Oh, don't forget to freeze frame it. Freeze frame the torso. Let's go up there. Freeze frame. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pre-comp the body with the camera. But the problem is, if we pre-comp it, then it will become 2 separate scenes, like 2 separate, 3D worlds, basically, so to speak. So what we're going to do is we are going to use Andrew Kramer's 3D pre-compose script. The script is on the doobly-doo. The description. You can download it and use it. So yeah, let's do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go select all the body parts. Let's make it all blue, just for the hell of it. And scripts, go to scripts. You can run script file, or you can do directly 3D pre-compose. Depends on where you put the script on your folders. So let's click that and link the camera. Oh, there's no light, so there's no need to leave existing copy. Okay. Let's name the pre-comp into Giant Man. Okay. So now, if we go to the Giant Man, we have a camera, and if we go to R, press R, you would see all the values are all red. That's because this camera will move according to this camera. So if you move around, as you can see, it looks like they are in the same scene when they're actually not. So yeah, it makes things a lot easier. Why should we do that? Because we are now going to stitch the background. So let's do the same thing again, which with the background plate. Let's duplicate it. Actually, we don't have to duplicate it. We can just bring it from here. We go. And then we are going to disable it for now, make it 3D, and just parent it to the camera, and then just rotate, maybe like around there is good, maybe. Yep. Oh, and also put the giant man on top of everything, because that's how it works. Well, so because you know the background does not go over top of the giant man. Anyway, let's bring this, enable it up again, and then go through the footage. So we're basically doing the same thing that we did. Oh, matches a bit. Maybe go like a few frames, like 1 or 2 frames. Okay, this is looking pretty good. It's not perfect, but that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to worry about that because the camera is going to move really fast, so no one would notice. So anyway, there we go. It's all matched up, kinda a bit. There's still a bit disjoint there. That's fine. We're going to deal with that later. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go to the Roto rectangle tool and just double click it. So basically what I'm doing is we are going to bring up the Roto there, and let's disable it. So again, we can see there's a disjoint there, and then we are going to feather the Roto disable the Roto again, just so we can see what's going on, and maybe add 10 pixels. Cool. See, the disjoint is no longer there, so because I blurred it all out. So okay, let's disable the camera, disable the parent of the background plate. Let's name this mid sky, and go back to the camera and put the rotation back to 0. This is what we have. If we rotate the camera up, there we go. And as you can see, there's a bit like empty space there. That's fine. What we're going to do is we are going to do the mid sky. You know what? The feather is kind of bleeding over there, so let's just bring the Roto to the left. There we go. And then we are going to motion tile it, but we're going to do it later because motion tile is pretty heavy, at least for this computer. So what we're going to do that at the end. So what we're going to do now is we are going to do the final stitch for the last part for this guy. So we're going to bring the background plate again. Bring the background plate again, and then we are going to whoop, we forgot to time freeze it. Freeze the sky, go to the background plate. We going to parent the camera, parent the final background plate to the camera, and then we are going to do the same thing over again. Whoa, whoops, whoopsie daisy. Undo, make it 3D, and parent it to the camera, and rotate, like maybe around here-ish. Yeah, maybe around here. Then go through the footage for the sky part. It's at the end, so let's go straight to there. Aha! So there's the light post is apparently the camera is not panned up like up enough, so we can still see the lamp post. That's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the mid sky and lower the opacity a bit so we can match it up. Match the lamp post. There we go. Then we are going to rectangle tool, double click it. We're going to rotate it all out. So apparently I'm an idiot. Sky, there's not enough sky to fill everything. That's fine. We're going to use motion tile. So let's disable the parent again and bring the opacity up, and let's go to the mask there and press MM and bring up the feather. Disable the roto first, bring up the feather again. Let's extend it and extend it. Okay, let's save it for now. So if we go back to the camera and zero it out, so this is what we have. Nice, right? So now what we're going to do is we are going to A, motion tile it, and B, we are going to refine the roto, and C, we are going to add shadows. After that, we're pretty much done. Well, actually, there's the last one, D, which is doing the growing effect. But that's really simple. Okay, let's motion tile it. First, let's move the camera, X rotation. There we go. Go to the background plate, and then we are going to motion tile it. Go motion tile, whoop. Mirror edges. But so basically what motion tile is going to do is we're going to duplicate the footage and put it on the side so it looks like it's a really long continuous, footage. So let's put add output width, not too much, so the camera is not, the computer is not thinking very much. And yeah, it looks pretty good. What I actually did, what I also did in the original shot is I just zoom it in, so like scale the entire footage, so we don't have to deal with the motion tile. So, but it's up to you. It's tomato, it's the same thing. Just duplicate the motion tile and go to the mid sky. Do the same thing again. There we go. And then we are going to go up, rotation, whoop, do the same thing to the last bit. Let's name it top sky. There we go. Duplicate, paste it. Go to the mid sky. We have a bit of a problem because roto is not extended. There we go. There we go. So we don't have that line there that came from the roto. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the top sky again, and then we are going to expand the height. There we go. There's a bit of a roto problem. Let's see if we can fix that. There we go. It's all clean and tidy. Clean and tidy. That's the word, right? Yeah, tidy. Okay. Now this is what we have. Yay! Look at that. Looks nice, right? So from 0, so we can have the let's see, let's go to everything there, everything from the top, and just press Alt and open bracket. There we go. So and also this open bracket. So open bracket over there. There we go. So this is what we have. What? And then we can do the growing thing. There's only like 5 or 10 frames, and then bloop, and then we go up. Okay, so it looks pretty simple. Now we are going to do the boring part, which is we're going to refine the roto. Okay, so I have rotoed everything, the legs and stuff, and it's much easier if you actually use Photoshop. Like if you could export the frame that you want to use and then just use the magic wand on Photoshop. But I'm just going to keep this tutorial in After Effects. Just, you know, it's not too messy. Yeah. So again, I rotoed everything, and then I also make the disjoint part a bit smoother by making the roto a bit sloppy there. And then if we go back to the other comp, which I have renamed the main shot, which is this comp basically, as you can see, even after I disabled the giant man comp, which is this comp, there's still this thing. Why? Because we still have the duplicated body part, the duplicated giant man layers. So when we use the script, what it did is it did not move all the layers into a new comp, which is this comp. What it did is it duplicated these layers and pasted it into a new comp, which is this comp. So let's delete those foot and leg layers. Delete and enable the camera. There we go. And as you can see, I still need to fix on that roto, fix that roto there. And then let's press R, go up, and as you can see, there's still a bit roto and disjoint there. So I did not do a very good job, or actually I just forgot. Let's go back to here, to that giant man comp, and just fix the roto. Whoop. Boom! Looks nice. Real nice. Okay. Yeah. So go back to 0. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to add a shadow. So let's make a new adjustment layer. Put it just below the camera and the giant man, but above everything. And then, so make sure just you put it on top of the sky and the background plate, because if you put it on in between, it would do that weird nasty thing. So let's put it on top of everything except the camera and the giant man. So we're going to make it 3D because we are going to make it stay when the camera is panning up. Let's do the roto. Okay, let's bring the curve to the adjustment layer, disable the roto and make it really dark. Because this is basically the contact shadow, so yeah, let's bring up the feather. Not too much. Not too much. So this is basically the contact shadow. Let's make it more smooth. Okay, so we have the contact shadow. And then we are going to add another adjustment layer. Let's rename the other one contact shadow. This is basically like the giant one, like the big shadow that is cast. Actually, we're going to just make the shadow like in between the feet, because there's not enough lights coming, because you know there's these two like giant standing feet there, so there's going to be like a lot of shadow casted in around here. Yeah, so let's do that. Go to curve again. Okay, so I have the shadow, the contact shadow, and the second shadow. And then, as we can see here, my feet is a bit too bright, what we can do is we can just go to design element and add curve and just decolor it, make it darker. There we go. And then also let's fix the Roto just a bit. It looks a bit better. We could still fix it, but just leave it for now. Just for this tutorial, let's just leave it. So okay. So if we go to the rotation and I forgot to make the other shadow 3D. There we go. So now we have this. So now what we can do now is just do the growing effect, which is really easy. What I did is I just rotoed myself there and then scale it up for just 5 frames and then use the directional blur to make it like, you know, more sci-fi-ish look. So yeah, let's do that. So this is where I appear. Appear. Let's make the shadow go to that frame. And what we can do is this is the big. This is when I'm getting, you know, become big, and then go backwards a few frames. That was 5 frames, and just Alt open bracket again. So we have like a space between this, empty, big. So yeah, let's duplicate this layer. Duplicate, put it on top, and roto myself. And then we're going to scale it up. Okay, let's rename it scale, because this one is going to go big. There we go. So this is where it happens. Let's disable scale for now and disappear. Let's turn it on, do the open bracket again. There we go, and go back a few frames. Before that, let's scale it really big. Oh wait, what I forgot to do is, you know, let's disable the 3D for now, because sorry, let's not disable the 3D. That was a bad idea. But what we can do is we are going to move the pivot, move it to the back there using this tool, pen behind. So we move the pivot, so now we can scale it up like that. So it's around there. Looks really bad because it's, you know, blurry and stuff, but that's fine. That's fine. That's what we need. Actually, that's not what we need, because we are going to blur it anyway using Deer Blur. I think it was Deer Blur. I forgot. Nope, it was not Deer Blur. For this, I used CC Radial Blur, CC Radial Fast Blur, so we could like keyframe the scale, go back a few frames, and then scale it. Scale it down around. Yeah, around there. Let's put the center. Alright, yeah, around there. So we have this. Boom, 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 poof, boom. So that's how it goes. There we go. So So let's play it again. Nice. Okay, so we get that one down. All we're going to do is we are going to duplicate the background plate. Bloop. Put it on top of everything. Whoop. And then Roto this part. Now let's feather it like 5, and let's bring the Roto up again. So now what we have is we have this the sandal behind the black bar, so now it looks much better. Okay, so after we have the growing flip, we can go to the camera and rotate it up. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and scale it. I mean, rotate it like around there. So there you have it, the giant man shot. Yeah, and as you can see in my original shot, I have the action essential debris that you could add if you have action essentials. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. And maybe you want to like tweak the effects just a bit. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to the giant man effects and curve. I'm going to put keyframe on the curve, go to the top there, and make it brighter, so to simulate, you know, the white balance changing. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's the giant man effects. If you have any more questions, just leave it in the comments. Hopefully this tutorial is helpful for you. Sorry if it's taking this long, because my computer was broken and I had other stuff that I have to work on, but here we are. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more tutorials and visual effects stuff, and like this video if you find this helpful. Yeah, thank you for watching.